Greetings, Twin Flames. This is Lucida of Twin Flame RX. I'm here on the 4th of July, 2019 to bring you the new moon in Cancer / total solar eclipse energy update, which this energy is going to be affecting us for the next 2 weeks until the lunar eclipse and the full moon. So this reading may resonate for you, whether you find it in the next week or two, or even next year. There might be some messages here for you, so please take the parts that resonate, leaving the rest behind. It's a general reading for all twin flames, and we know that individual twins are on individual journeys, so just keep that in mind as well. If you would like more information about me or how to book a session with me, go to the website twinflamerx.com or look in the description box. So I'm Lucida again, and I've been a twin flame, I guess, all my life, and only really knew about it in 2016 upon meeting my twin, and soon after we started this channel, so it's been around for a couple of years now. I'm going to start the reading today with this calendar message. Then we're going to use the Tarot of Love by Marcia to get some energy updates for the the feminine twin and the union between the two twins. And at the end, I will do a Reiki healing. So it's just a 2-minute transmission, but it's at the very end, so stay till then. So I want to wish you all a happy Independence Day, even if you're not in the United States where we're celebrating it today. Independence for twins means that we're stepping out of the matrix. So celebrate the steps that you have taken to break karmic cycles, or to kind of, stop being so materialistic, or maybe changing your diet from something that doesn't come in a box to only eating natural foods that were grown locally maybe. So whatever it is that you want to do, and don't forget that freedom really isn't free, that we need to speak up and share our opinions and our voice, especially in the United States, so we don't lose this freedom of speech, so we don't lose it, basically. But us twins are here to speak our truth and be authentic. So the calendar entry for today says, one must remain in the vastness, alert and lucid, letting one's gaze encompass the infinity of the sky, as though seated on the summit of a mountain, open to all the horizons. So this is by Shabkar. I can't read that. And then Ring Drill. So basically, we've got to be alert and clear, or to seek clarity of the light. Lucid means see-through. It means very clear, transparent, and basically to understand that the sky is infinite, because the sky connects to the rest of the universe, which is infinite. And we, basically what this is saying is, let's be alert, let's be open, let's allow the good, the truth, the light to flow in. Okay, so that's what we want to be doing, especially for the next 2 weeks. Intuition is going to be highly affected with this Cancer energy. Cancer is the mothering energy. It's our intuitive nature. So the eclipse being in this sign with the new moon brings us a lot of new energy, a lot of new nurturing energies. So, and the eclipse is taking something out of our life and replacing it with something else. So this can differ for individuals depending on their unique astrological placements, but I've seen online that there are listings of how the eclipse affects each sign, so you may want to check that out for yourself. And there's YouTube videos on that as well. And these effects are not just for this week or the next 2 weeks. These effects will be allowing us to change our lives in a certain way for the next 6 months, or over the next 6 months, in preparation for 2020, where we're going to have a huge shift on the planet because of the astrology. Okay, so these cards that I am shuffling right now, they are going to be the cards that represent the divine masculine, or let's do the divine feminine twin energy first, then we'll do the masculine. Okay, this is going to be the feminine twin, and we're just going to kind of look in the past, present, future, just to kind of get a glimpse about how the energy is shifting for the feminine twin. And then we'll do the masculine and the union. And I have some other cards as well. Okay, so we have these 3 cards coming out, recent past, present, and future for the divine feminine twin. So in the recent past, we have the number 5 card. So this card is the major arcana in the traditional tarot, and I believe it's the Hierophant. So it says the master here. And actually we see like 2 seeds or like embryos from this plant. And then, or maybe those are, yeah, I mean, those look like seeds to me. And then we have the yin yang symbol and this individual like holding it up to the heavens. So basically this is like the ability to create, the ability to bring forth something. So the divine feminine is feeling that she has something to give, but she wants to reunite, or he, so it doesn't matter what the sex or gender is. This is just an energy. Whoever in your dynamic has more of this energy is the one I'm speaking about. So this feminine energy is, in the recent past, was wanting to kind of connect with their divine counterpart so that the two of them can like manifest and create a beautiful something. Okay, so that's what the feminine's intentions were in the recent past. And then we have the 4 of nuggets. So we see some stability here in the practical realm or in the physical realm with the 4 coins. And then we see like 2 people holding hands. So the divine feminine has realized that he or she can make themselves financially, because of the coins, stable in the present. So they're feeling, the divine feminines are feeling that they're okay in that regard, and they do have limited support. It might be support from themselves that they've learned to tap into, or support from source or God or spirit or the angels or their guides. But whoever it is, or whatever energy is providing the feminine twin with this support, it's really helping her to be appearing and feeling more stable in the 3D. So that's important, to feel stable in your surroundings. And then we have this 8 of nuggets here, which is like more abundance. It's karmic with the number 8. And then we see again this holding of the hands. So it seems to me, like intuitively, what I'm getting is that in the recent past, the divine feminine really has tapped into the energy of being able to stand on her own 2 feet, or his own 2 feet, to be authentic, to create from an authentic space, to see the divine masculine counterpart as in addition to her or his life, okay, in addition to the feminine's life, but not crucial. So it is a blessing to have a divine counterpart. And once the energies have been balanced and both twins are ready for a sacred union, the divine feminine realizes that the divine masculine will come. So that was in the recent past, but then because of that understanding, in the present, the divine feminine is able to connect with the higher self of the divine masculine twin for now, if the two are not in union. So if you are in some type of union with your, or even communication with your beloved, then this would just mean that in the future, it's going to get tighter, it's going to get stronger, it's going to get, you're going to be closer, you're going to manifest more together. So you're going to create more and have more harmony in this practical 3D realm. Whereas if you were, didn't meet your twin yet, and everything for you currently is 5D, things will turn 3D in the near future because of this eclipse. So all of this is being energized by the fiery energy of the eclipse, because we're in, like, I think Mercury's in Leo, so there's going to be like a lot of opportunities for communication, and it'll be fiery. And I think Mars might be in Leo as well. But there's this fiery energy of Mars to kind of get things done too. So there's this masculine energy, which is kind of igniting this and allowing us to move forward. There is a Mercury retrograde coming up, but I'm going to do a separate reading about that. For twins, I feel that it's not going to have as much of an effect because of other factors, but it could hold up communication. Now, and there's other things I want to talk about with the astrology, but it'll be for another reading. Okay, so I have some energy cards here as well for we're talking about the feminine twin now. So the feminine twin soul energy is represented by this sacred geometry activation oracle card by Alana. And so for the feminine, the soul or 5D and above energy is passion. It says the frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. And so there's that orange energy, so that like represents the sacral chakra. This passion is important for the divine feminine and divine, with the 3 and 4 adding to 7. This is very passionate energy that's going to allow the feminine twin to be able to create. So even if he or she is not with the masculine twin, this sacral chakra is going to be activated, and the DF or divine feminine can channel energy from the divine, into creating new things. So starting a new business, or starting a new project, or starting a new hobby, or working for a new charity, whatever it is, getting a new job, or like just starting to take classes that like art classes, or anything that's creative that allows the divine feminine to really show and express him or herself to the world. So there's this creativity that will be ignited because of the eclipse. So that is also that fiery energy, that color that we see there. And in the 3D, this is going to manifest for the divine feminine's emotions and thoughts, or thoughts, emotions, basically his or her heart energy, to understand respect and what that is. So respect is the valuing of everyone's unique perspective on the path to love. And this is going to help the divine feminine to kind of put his or herself in the shoes of the divine masculine more, because for a very long time, the divine feminine twins were so hurt, especially like twins that would come to me for readings. And in the beginning, they were not really wanting to let go of the bitterness and the hurt, and really wanting, an apology and things like that from their masculine. But now there's been time that has passed, which has helped to heal some of those wounds and help the feminine twins to understand that the divine masculine was only triggering them because they had these wounds from previous and maybe even previous lives. So the wounds that the divine masculine were triggering were kind of there already. And the fact that the divine masculine also did the same thing that others did in the past felt like a betrayal, which it was, but it was magnified. So the feminine had to heal that to some degree in order to be able to respect the divine masculine, because respect is understanding that each individual is on their own path, and that even individuals that we see as enemies because they've done us so much wrong, they could have been part of our soul contract for our soul growth. And so that was the part that they played in our life. But when we go to the afterlife or to the spirit world, when we're done with this life, we're going to find out that those souls were really on our side. They helped us evolve and grow. But it hurts our ego as humans. We feel hurt. And we just need to remember that every life is valuable. Every person is valuable, and we want to treat each other accordingly. Respect is the underlying bedrock of unconditional love. So if you don't respect somebody, you cannot love them. And I feel the divine masculine really wants that respect from the divine feminine. Respect, could also include respecting their decision maybe to pull back or to not want a partnership at this time. Respect for wanting space, respect for whatever, just respecting the divine masculine as is, that they, that they are who they are. Okay, so the divine feminine, and also self-respect, don't forget, you need to have self-respect before you can expect others to respect you. Everyone should respect each other, but, if you have self-respect, that's going to show them how to treat you, because you'll not be allowing them to treat you in ways that are not respectful. So these are lessons that the divine feminine is learning about self-respect and respecting others. In the next 2 weeks, it'll become there probably will be some tests, so I just want to prepare you for those. Now, during the next 2 weeks, we have a self-care card. These are by Cheryl Richardson. This one is faith for the divine feminine. It says, have faith. Faith grows when you act without knowing the end result. So basically, there's always going to be times when you want to give up on this journey if it's not going the way that you'd like it to go. And the thing is that if you do that, you might regret it, later down the line, and you might set yourself back. So one of the lessons to learn on the journey is to believe and trust in the divine and the divine plan. And if you feel in your heart, if your intuition is telling you that this person is your twin, then what faith does is helps you to realize that whatever's happening with you and this person at this time is meant to happen. And if they are to come back, that they will come back. And if you feel they're going to come back, well, just believe they'll come back. See, they're going to come back when the time is right. And the time is always right when you're not focused on them and when you're focused on yourself. So, if you can just have faith, it'll allow you to focus more on what you need to be doing. And the longer you go without worrying about what's going to happen, it's going to accelerate the process, because it's law of attraction. You are trusting the universe, and the universe is feeling that vibration and bringing you those things that you were kind of, saying that you wanted, but you need to let that go so that you can actually get what you desire. Okay. All right, so these are the divine feminine cards. So really, over the next 2 weeks, it looks like the divine feminine is going to have a lot of sacral chakra passion going on, a lot of creative energy. He or she is learning about respecting themselves and thereby respecting others, that, respect is love, and to have faith on the journey. Don't give up. I was listening to an astrology report, and basically what it looks like with the astrology for us is that everything is it seems like we should be manifesting, okay? But then once you're ready to manifest something, there's a blockage. So don't give up, because there's going to be things in the next 6 months that you're going to be clearing. But in January of 2020, things will be moving faster. So if you feel like things are at a standstill now, your union with your twin will come together much faster if you have faith and just focus on yourself, because that'll clear your blocks faster and thereby clear their blocks faster. But by January of 2020, we're going to have so much of a vibrational shift on this planet that is going to be something else that's going to help you and your twin come together. All right, so now I'm going to be looking at the recent, past, present, future of the divine masculine. Okay, so recent, past, present, future. Wow. Okay, the masculine's really in the loving type of energy, because in this deck, the blossoms are loving, and the Four of Rods is that 1111 card, the Four of Wands, and we have some other energy cards there, but let me just start with these. We've got the this would be Cups in the past. So in the recent past, we see, and makes a lot of sense with the astrology as well, because we've had an emotional couple of months, okay? There was something going on with, Venus retrograde. I believe. And then, and then there's a lot of Venus placements right now. So there's a lot of this looking back at the past, but now we're in Neptune retrograde, which is kind of similar because Neptune rules Venus. And basically we've got, Neptune doesn't rule Venus. Neptune rules Pisces, and that's watery energy, but Venus is the love energy. And now we're in Neptune retrograde, so we're going to be looking at the past a lot more, looking at emotional situations and learning from them and love situations. So the masculine is like in the very recent past has been thinking like, hey, I had a connection with that divine feminine, and they're kind of like reminiscing about it, thinking about all the good memories. Or thinking about past lives, like having dreams, synchronicity, signs. So that's recent past. Presently, the divine masculine energy is in this Eight of Blossoms. So this is like the Eight of Cups, but there's like partnership, two people looking in each other's eyes. Basically they're over the moon with each other. So to me, this means that if you haven't heard from your divine masculine counterpart, if you're watching for them, to see about them, they're thinking about you and trying to communicate with you telepathically or in dreams, or their higher self is trying to, give you signs and synchronicities. I've been getting all of these like 80s songs lately. So yesterday I was thinking about another song that I was sent, and then this new song came in, but both of them are by Peter Cetera. One is, I can't even think of it. One of them, the second one is my inspiration, and it goes, "You're the reason for my life, you're my inspiration. I want to have you near me," and stuff like that. I don't know. It's in my head now. It's not going to stop, but these songs are coming to me and I haven't heard them in years. So, I'll get a couple of words and a melody, and I have to like type it in a Google search, and then I figure out where it's coming from, like what the song is. But I don't know. These are some interesting songs. If this is my twin sending them to me, could be my false twin, aka, I don't know. I call him a false twin because he acts like he was my soulmate, but he's not, because he's a real energy vampire, and he likes to sing songs and stuff like that and pretend he's in love. So I hope he's not the one sending me these songs. But anyway, if you're getting songs, let me know in the comments, or if any of you had gotten "You're My Inspiration." It's Peter Cetera in Chicago, and then there's another one by Peter Cetera and Amy Grant. It's not "The Glory of Love," it's that other one. I think I posted it on social media. But a couple of months ago, I was really sad about me and my twin not being together, and I got the song "The Flame" by Cheap Trick, and it's a song I never even heard before. But when I listened to it, every single word, and I looked at all the lyrics, it's a twin flame song, So those are some messages I was getting. And, you're divine masculine, or if you're the divine masculine, you might be thinking about things where, like listening to music and thinking of your twin, and then they're getting that message, they're getting that song in their head, and they're like, what's going on here? But all of that is leading up to this union in the future. This is what the divine masculine wants. This is what, they're intending for. They're going to try to make it happen. So they may or may not reach out. This could mean that they are going to reach out soon, because of the eclipse. But if they don't do it very soon, maybe like after the lunar eclipse, which is going to happen in 2 weeks. So I would just, be open if I was a divine feminine, which I am, waiting for divine masculine, or you're not supposed to be waiting, you're supposed to be living your life. But I know sometimes we, need something to increase our faith, right? Like we saw for that other pile. Okay, so 3 more energy cards really for the divine masculine. We've got the soul energy, which is 19, Delight. This is like orangey, reddish, pinkish energy. And if you do numerology, it adds to 1, which is like a new beginning. It says the frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. So it seems to me that the Divine Masculine is realizing that, they need to be positive and they need to be thinking, optimistically, and they need to be in a high vibration and a loving energy in order to even interact or vibrate, resonate with their divine feminine. So they may have been in a low spot before when they were reminiscing. I don't know about you guys, but I felt this extreme sadness a couple of days ago. It started like a week ago, but it got really intense like 2 days before the eclipse. Sometimes I get this stuff happening before the people that watch my videos, so be careful. We're in Neptune retrograde, so there's going to be times when you're going to feel like crying. So just if you're in a public place or something, and you have to let it out, find a bathroom, or, if you're not afraid to cry, just cry. Because another thing that's going on with this eclipse energy is that, we're wanting to aspire to the North Node in Cancer. That's what our energy, like as a collective whole, should be doing. So we should be more nurturing like Cancers. We should be more motherly. We should be more feminine. We should bring the Divine Feminine in an equal balance now with the Divine Masculine. So it's going to be like, you're going to see more and more people being more vulnerable these days coming up. And I know that I was, in the last year, I was experiencing this, and it was really uncomfortable at first to be vulnerable. But, if you hide everything inside, it's not going to have anywhere to go, and we need to clear it out. So, you're going to have to process your feelings, Divine Masculines and Feminines. So it's okay to let out negative energy or like low vibrational sadness and things like that to make room and bring in that delightful energy. So the Divine Masculine soul is trying to bring that energy from itself into the 3D mind and heart of the masculine. So 3D mind and heart is going to be feeling more friendly and able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. So this is in particular toward their twin. So in the past, the Divine Masculines have not been that friendly to some of us. They've been standoffish for a majority. They've been pushing the Divine Feminine away. The Divine Feminine was more giving, gave more gifts, wanted to celebrate birthdays. Divine Masculine ran away, wasn't having it for the most part. But they're realizing that if they're going to want to stay in that negative energy, they're going to stay there because they're going to attract that. But they're starting to wake up and realize that, like attracts like, and they need to love and respect themselves just like the feminine and have faith. And then that, is going to increase their vibration if they love themselves, and that's going to allow them to love others. And the more that they are sending light and love to others and being around, helpful to others, being a light to others, they will feel that sense of delight and be able to be friendly. And then more friendliness attracts true friendly people. So I'm not talking about being fake. I'm talking about radiating the authentic joy that exists within each of us once we realize that we are all connected and that we are connected to Divine Source. And what Divine Source, God, thinks of us is the most important. And what God Source thinks of us is that we are made in the image of God Source. So we are perfect in God's eyes. It's just, we do things that maybe are very bad at times, very hurtful to others. But this doesn't make us bad, okay? So we are inherently good to start out with, and we come into the world and get corrupted in different ways. And that's what the universe, that's what God wants us to understand, masculines, or for the masculine, that we are light and that you are worth it, masculine, just as the feminine is. So, wow, so this is the self-care card for the masculine power. And wow, there's a transformation there with the butterfly. Own your power, masculines. Every storm brings a fresh new beginning. Yes, so I was talking to a twin not too long ago, and then I was also, that same day, we had a session, and then I recommended a sermon by Joel Osteen, and I think I put it on social media. I may have also posted it on the community board here, but basically it was talking about, you may feel like you're in the middle of a storm right now, but on the other side of that storm, that's your fresh new beginning. So I feel like for the twins that watch this, that we've been going through a lot of crap since about October of last year, 2018. And it hasn't stopped. It's been like ramping up more and more intensely. And we're like about to cross over that threshold now within, these next 2 weeks. So if you haven't already done so, one awesome thing to do would be for you to clear your energy, to, write a list of things and people and places and stuff that you want to get rid of, burn it, dispose of it, rip it up, throw it down the toilet, whatever you got to do, whatever's safest, but get that out of your life. This eclipse energy will be around for a few more days, trying to remove what doesn't serve us. And that new moon in Cancer energy is pouring in and propelling us forward. So then what you want to do is make a list of intentions. So goals that you have for yourself over the next 6 months. You could start with small things and then even put big things on there. But if you take an active role in setting this up for yourself, it'll actually bring you better results than if you don't. If you just kind of sit back, this is not the time to sit back and just go with the flow, because we might have to put in a little bit extra effort since, there are 4 planets, I think, in retrograde, maybe 5. Or 5 when Mercury goes, because it's in the shadow phase or something right now. Okay, so this is for the union. Oh, I thought I only had a few more cards, but then we've got the union cards. So one more shuffle. Okay, so the union, past, present. Oh yeah, there you go. Future. Oh wow. Okay, so these are awesome cards. So in the recent past, both twins on the progress toward union were seekers with this 9. We have both twins. We have the masculine kind of going underground, while the feminine is shining her light. And I believe, this is so synchronous. I'm getting goosebumps because this is what I believe is happening. So the masculine were in the dark place, but the feminine were rising above the darkness and into the light, and kind of being rebirthed in preparation for the masculine to do the same. But first we needed to have a little storm, maybe some tests, make sure that we learned our lessons. But both twins, higher selves, orchestrated the storms that our physical natures have to go through. These are tests just to see if we've mastered those lessons, those karmic lessons, that have gone on throughout our life and our past life. For the union in the near future, we've got the 6 of Blossoms energy. So that's getting together instead of just reminiscing, but getting together with your beloved. That's the reunion of the souls, of the connected souls. That would be the 6 of Cups in the regular tarot. I've also got a card here, Lover's Oracle message, and this says, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. So this is a message from your beloved's higher self, and whatever you think you need to do to get this union together, do it. Now, when it comes to contact, sometimes you have to just keep holding on. Okay, so if you are unsure about what steps to take, I'm really good at helping out with that, so you can contact me for a session if you'd like. It really looks positive. July is going to be an awesome month where, between now and the lunar eclipse, I think it's a partial lunar eclipse with the full moon, there's going to be things that are set in motion. And maybe this will be when some of the masculine twins and even some feminines release the karmic partners that they've been kind of shackled down with. So, it depends on the stage of the journey, but those are the kind of things I look at in private sessions and give timelines and things. Now, the last things I want to do in this reading are to read the messages from Kuan, which is a feminine archetype, and also Archangel Michael. And right after the Archangel Michael message, usually during it, I start sending you Reiki healing till the end, which is, a couple minutes. So we have the Kuan message. Kuan is the Buddhist, compassionate feminine archetype. She has this message for us about the radiant moon of compassion. Kuan sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment and shift into the vibration of freedom. Happy Independence Day. Love and peace where you naturally belong. You are being urged to use this power to grow spiritually and to free yourself from a situation that would otherwise dim your bright spirit. So yeah, if you're thinking about leaving like a living situation or a partnership, or, for some, we have to cut out toxic friends, family, other, things like jobs that are not working out because people are toxic and dimming our spirits. It's time to know that those are low vibrational energies and they're fueled by the other person or entity's fear and judgment. And if we release them, we're going to shift. We're going to make a big shift into freedom, love, peace, joy, illumination. So this is what we're being urged to do right now. Hopefully that's confirmation for some of you for something. It's for me for sure. And then we have Archangel Michael. Oh my gosh, she's saying the same thing. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. So I'm going to be sending you, I decided just now, and also with Spirit, to send you a Reiki healing for yourself and your beloved so that you both will use these eclipse energies to release whatever toxicity needs to go. Whether it be karmic patterns, people, places, things, interferences, spells, even demons, anything that needs to go. This Reiki healing is going to help accelerate those energies to leave your energy field. But you have to also be in agreement and be open to receiving this Reiki healing and ask the higher self of your twin if they'd like to receive it. And if they would, then they'll get the energy as well. So we're going to start now. Archangel Michael, what parts of our lives do we need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping us hear your answers and for giving us the courage to make healthy changes in our lives. Okay, so you can also ask Archangel Michael to cut the cords between you and anyone that is negative. You can even ask Archangel Michael to cut the etheric cords between yourself and your beloved. Those etheric cords are actually made up of negative attachments and confusion and negative energy that's blocking new positive attachments to be able to come forth from your twin or even from others. You can never cut the soul connection. So you can ask Archangel Michael to cut away those etheric connections between yourself and your beloved, as well as yourself and others. And then to ask Archangel Raphael to fill those areas that, these cords were attached with light and love, and send the other individuals away with light and love, as well as asking Archangel Michael then for a protective shield around your energy fields, around your twin's energy field, around your combined energy fields. I want you guys to get into union. These cards showed that we're well on our way to union. We just need to get rid of these karmic patterns and to be in alignment with the divine and our higher selves. Listen to our intuition and our heart, and basically just to try to move forward through all the obstacles because we're almost there. So I'm sending you light and love, many blessings, and I hope to see you and hear from you soon. Namaste.